Justice Democrat Alex Morse, who is challenging Democrat Richard Neal for Massachusetts' 1st District, has been accused of dating men his own age. Yes, that's the accusation. Now, look, it may sound like I'm being facetious here, but we're going to get to the details of this story and how absolutely ridiculous this is. And more news has continued to come out about how these attacks on Alex Morse were planned and who they were planned by. So first here, this was the initial story from Boston Globe here. UMass Amherst investigating Holyoke Mayor and congressional candidate Morse over allegations of inappropriate conduct. Inappropriate conduct. So let me get to what the exact inappropriate conduct is here. And I mean, you're going to be shocked at just how completely ridiculous this is. The allegations were first reported Friday by the Massachusetts Daily Collegian. The letter alleged that Morse used dating apps to regularly match with college students and used college Democrats' events to add students to his Instagram account and contact them directly. Quote, "We have heard countless stories of Morse adding students to his close friends story." Ooh, better watch out. And direct messaging members of college Democrats on Instagram in a way that makes these students feel pressured to respond due to his status, according to the letter. Now, I'm going to get to the most specific example they have in a second here. But first, Alex Morse is 31 years old. He became the mayor when he was 22. That's in this article somewhere. He became the mayor when he was 22. A lot of this appears to have happened while he was in his 20s, but still, 31 is young. A lot of college students are in their mid-20s, late 20s, in their 30s. He's matching with students on Tinder or on dating apps, and they're not even his own students. So you may think, but I mean, UMass Amherst, it must be like 1,000 students there, right? So he must know everybody. Everyone knows each other. He has, the ability to use his power against the students there. Yeah, about that. Total undergraduate enrollment, 23,000 students. 23,000 students. Oh, but you may think, but why is he matching? I mean, still, sure, 23,000 students, but why is he matching with students when he could be matching with anybody else in the city? Well, here's the thing. Amherst has 37,000 people there. This is a college town. He is dating people his own age that are only in Amherst because they're going to school. So he's matching with people his own age that, in the most specific case, didn't even know he was the mayor. Let me get to this incredible example here. So one student who had a sexual encounter with Morse found out afterward that Morse is a mayor and university lecturer, the letter said, and the student felt uncomfortable at learning this information. The students Morse contacted on social media, quote, "feel pressured to respond due to Morse's status," the letter said. Wait a second. They start off by saying, first of all, this student had, they start off by saying this student didn't even know that Morse is a mayor and university lecturer. Didn't even know. And then retroactively feels uncomfortable because of the interaction, because of the encounter they had. Retroactively feels uncomfortable about the consensual relation that they had. How does this make any sense? And then they go on to say he felt pressured to respond because of Morse's status. How did they feel pressured to respond because of his status if they found out afterward that he is a mayor and university lecturer? And this is the most specific example they have. What have we gotten to? Now, I'm going to show you exactly why this came out as a smear. First, just mentioning here, Alex Morse put out a statement talking about how any encounter he had was completely consensual. Nobody's come out and said there was any interaction that was not consensual. Everything's been consensual. He matched with people on dating apps, had conversations with these people that he met on dating apps that also, because it's a college town, happened to go to college, but they weren't his students. Again, they were not his students. He had no power over them. The most specific example, the person didn't even know he was a lecturer and a mayor. So basically, he kind of puts out he has nothing to apologize for at all. But he puts an apology out saying, in case anyone felt uncomfortable, I apologize, but everything here was consensual. And then you have defenses here. So in their statement, the LGBTQ Victory Fund, which provides campaign, fundraising, and communication support for LGBTQ candidates, said the allegations is a disservice to voters who want a progressive member of Congress, noting that Alex has been running for Congress for more than a year, and this letter was released 1 week before the first debate and 3 weeks before the primary. Quote, Alex is taking responsibility for actions that made students uncomfortable, and we support the independent investigation by UMass, despite no complaints having ever been made to the university. But it is critical the media and others avoid reinforcing tired homophobic tropes or sensationalizing this story because of Alex's sexual orientation. They also added to their statement saying, Alex has been open about the fact that he has had consensual relationships with other men, including students enrolled at local universities that he had met using dating apps. And there are no allegations of non-consent or of anyone underage. The media and voters should review the allegations and determine whether a straight candidate would be held to the same scrutiny and standards. It is amazing that they were able to turn this into a smear piece, and that places like Boston Globe actually reported this as any sort of serious allegations of misconduct. Completely insane. Now, there's more to this story. Of course there is. College Democrat at center of attack on Alex Morse hoped to launch career through Richard Neal. Rank-and-file UMass College Democrats were stunned to see the letter their chapter's leadership wrote on their behalf. So, the members of UMass College Democrats didn't even agree with the letter that was sent out to smear Alex Morse. And let me give you the specific examples here. In a second, this is another headline that came out today. College Democrat chats reveal year-old plan to engineer and leak Alex Morse accusations. Quote, this will sink his campaign, predicted a college Democrat leader hoping to work for Richard Neal. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So let me give you, this is the person that was hoping to work for Richard Neal here. Timothy Ennis, the chief strategist for UMass Amherst College Democrats, admitted in the chats that he was, chats that were leaked, admitted in the chats that he was a Neal stan, and said he felt conflicted about involving the chapter of the College Democrats in a future attack on Morse. Quote, but I need a job, concluded Ennis. Quote, Neal will give me an internship. At the time, Ennis was president of the chapter, a post he held from April 2019 to April 2020 when he was term limited out. Leaders of the College Democrats group went beyond merely plans to leak. They also explicitly discussed how they could find Morse's dating profiles and then lead him into saying something incriminating that would then damage his campaign. So back in October, they are planning to try and damage Alex Morse's campaign by goading him into saying something that could be used against him later. But of course, the effort appears to have failed to generate the material they hoped for. But the group's leaders did believe they held damning evidence they contemplated leaking. Instagram messages between Morse and Andrew Abramson, who in April became president of the organization. Okay, well, let's check out those messages, see how horrible they are. So here is Andrew saying, thank you, good to see you too, and then sending a smiley face over. Then Alex Morse here responds, how's the rest of your weekend? Andrew says, pretty good. I went home last night to surprise my mom for her birthday. How about you? Alex Morse responds, oh, that's nice. How was that? I had an event to go to last night to speak, then had a wine tasting party at a friend's house. Now I'm in North Adams about to march in a parade. Very damning stuff here. Exchanging pleasantries. Not allowed. Not allowed to do that. This is so friggin' dumb. And you see how they're trying to, like with the smiley face, trying to attempt to do something here, trying to goad him into saying something. Abramson shared a screenshot of the exchange with friends, quote, "Not overt, but it's very clear he's not talking to me for no reason." Oh. Like, read that message. Also, don't mind me totally leading him on. He added that he accepted the message request because why not? This will sink his campaign, Anna said, calling it part of a pattern of Morse dating students. Yes, again, 23,000 students in a city of 37,000 people. Alex Morse dating people his own age, matching with them on dating apps. Not his own students, not people he's teaching, people he didn't even know, or the people didn't even know that he's matching with. They didn't know that he was a mayor and a lecturer. Didn't even know. Completely insane. It's honestly, it's disgusting. It's disgusting that media fell for this bullshit. That's the most disgusting part about this. Of course, you know, these people are always going to exist. People that are trying to get jobs, get internships, make their way up the chain by trying to mess with other people and spreading lies to destroy their careers. That's always going to exist. But for the media to just blatantly, to just take it as is, ridiculous. Now, other people, of course, coming out to defend Morse. Indivisible Guide here, saying homophobic smear campaigns have no place in our elections and should be condemned by Democrats everywhere. We're proud to endorse Alex Morse, and we're increasing our initial investment in this race. Our 6-figure buy across TV and digital hits next week. Awesome. Not only are they continuing to support Morse here, they are actually increasing their support of him. This is what I like to see. Now, let's just... a few headlines here to go over Richard Neal. I mean, this could be a whole separate video, but there's a lot of great reporting going into him. Again, I linked to all these below the video. You can always check these out and read through them yourself. And also, by the way, the Young Turks have done fantastic reporting on Richard Neal. So if you want to go to their page and look up Richard Neal's name, you'll see them discuss a lot of what he's done. But here, American Prospect, Trump's tax returns remain hidden. Blame Richard Neal. The House Ways and Means Committee chair dragged his feet on issuing a subpoena for the tax returns for months. We probably won't see them before the election as a result. So this specifically, I know because I heard from TYT. They did a lot of digging into this and discussing this. So either watch their videos on this or read this piece. You'll learn more about it. But this is why Richard Neal is someone that needs to be taken out. A Democrat here protecting Donald Trump, protecting his tax returns. Voting for Alex Morse is a no-brainer. Ryan Grimm here. After Richard Neal secured $3 billion for biofuel industry, his son secured a lobby job. This is the kind of stuff that should be bigger news than Alex Morse dating people his own age. Another story here from WBUR. Mass U.S. representatives are big beneficiaries of Big Pharma, data shows. Of course, Richard Neal's face at the top of this because... among Massachusetts members of the House, U.S. Representative Richard Neal is by far the largest recipient of pharmaceutical donations. Now, it says about 130,000 here. I've seen more recent estimates say 700,000 from the health care industry. So, you know, gives you a little indication here as to why he doesn't back Medicare for all. Same with Joe Kennedy III, trying to challenge Ed Markey for his Senate seat. Joe Kennedy is the second biggest receiver of pharmaceutical cash. Someone else who does not support Medicare for all, or I think now he's pretending to, but of course he never signed on to the bill, Bernie's bill. So this is what happens. This is why these kinds of attacks come out against solid candidates like Alex Morse. So I'm going to put a link to Alex Morse's page right below this video in the description box. I suggest, you know, if you're in Massachusetts, especially if you're in his district, volunteer, do whatever you can to help him. But I'm also going to put the link there for people that want to donate to Morse's campaign and support him after seeing the kinds of smears that he's receiving. Alex Morse is a great candidate. I wish I had more time to go into, you know, what he backs, but Great candidate. He's a Justice Democrat, much like AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Jamal Bowman, Cori Bush. So he's in line completely with the policy platform of all those other candidates. Fights for real people, raises small dollar donations. Alex Morse, great candidate. Make sure you support him in the face of this bullshit.